Hello there, everyone. It's Patricia Hayes here, and I'm glad to join you here today to start talking about how you maintain your networks in times of crisis. This is my new series that is just relevant considering the health crises we're facing today and all of the shifts and changes and uncertainty that people in the workplace and small business are facing. And one of the things that people take for granted and don't really think about until they need it or it's gone is how do you manage your network? What do your relationships look like? And how can you sustain them and build them even in the midst of a crisis? That is what this new series is going to talk about and focus on. So, who am I to be able to talk to you about this? Well, basically, I'm a lawyer turned lobbyist turned consultant turned advisor who has been in the marketplace serving as a senior advisor, management leader, and lobbyist, and as well as a advisor to senior folks in government and nonprofits for over 25, 30 years. I can't believe I can say that now. And basically what that boils down to is that my entire life, my job has been based on relationships, relationship building, and how to connect and network with folks in order to get policy, implemented, in order to get laws changed, in order to help people achieve their goals professionally and personally. And so that's who I am. I hope that you will take a look. You can go look at more of my work on LinkedIn and on the website patriciavhayes.com. But what I really want to focus on here is giving back, and how I can give back is to help others learn how to view their network so that they can leverage it through this time of crises, and so that all together we can make it through. That's what we're going to be doing here. This is going to be a 4-part series and maybe a couple of bonus pieces, but I'll be publishing them on my social media pages as well as lumping them together on a YouTube access page. So I hope that this will be helpful to you. I look forward to sharing. And if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to comment below or to direct message me on any of the platforms. So, what is it we're going to talk about on day one? Day one, we're going to talk about how you pull yourself together. Things are really crazy out there right now, and it's very unsettling. Most of the country has been sent home to work. Schools are slowly but surely shutting down. Higher education institutions started shutting down their campuses weeks ago. And people are really in a high state of crises and not knowing exactly what to do. What do you do? What do you do? It's a question of exactly of that. Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is going to sound very hokey, but it's very, very important. And that is you must breathe. Because during times of stress and uncertainty, what we end up doing is really we're holding our breath, waiting for the next shoe to drop, or trying to figure out what to do or how we're going to explain, what work we're getting done, how we're going to manage work with kids at home, all of those things. And what I'm going to advise you to do, as I do my personal clients, is breathe. Take a moment and remember, this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. This is not something that's going to resolve itself in a couple of days and everything's going to be, hunky-dory. No. So recognizing that, be okay with it for now. It's very uncertain times, and that's okay. Being scared and having some questions and all of that, that is absolutely human and natural. It's okay. All right. That is what I want to assure everyone. So do whatever you need to do to clear your head, whether that's taking a walk, whether that's reading a non-work related book or article for a certain amount of time, engage in a hobby. People are going to be looking at me like crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's so much to do. Yes, and guess what? It can wait another 15 or 30 minutes. This is the advice that I give my clients on the regular, because when we go, go, go and don't take time to breathe and to give ourselves a rest, then that's how you get burned out. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So give yourself time to breathe every single day, particularly for my small business owners or my salespeople or anyone in a profession that relies heavily on person-to-person contact or external forces. Basically you're not working for a large, company or someone else that's telling you what to do on the regular, then this is especially for you. You must build time in to rest and to breathe. You will notice that I am sitting out here doing this recording out on my back deck. Why? Because I've been cooped up in the house for too long over the last few days, and I work from home on the regular. So those of us who work from home already, remember to give yourself a break. Do not dig in and isolate yourself, because this is about distancing, not isolating yourself. So give yourself room and time to breathe, whether that's once, twice, 3 times a day, whatever it is. Get up, move around, get outside the house, okay? Here's another benefit when you do that, when you rest. When you do that, in actuality, there is science to support it that says when you give your brain and your body a rest and to focus on something other than the crises that's right in front of you, you actually give your brain time to rest and to start thinking creatively, to start thinking outside the box. And this is going to be extremely important to you in the coming days and weeks. So remember that resting is not just about not burning out. It's actually going to help you to accomplish your goals professionally and personally, whatever they may be. So remember that, think about it in those terms, that when I take this rest, this is going to help me to generate new ideas. You know how when you get in the shower or if you go for a run, all of a sudden that problem that you were worrying so much about or that you were stressing so much, all of a sudden an answer comes to you. That is the reason why. You've given yourself a break, a time to look away, and your brain can come up with the answers. Remember this, the answers are right in front of you. But what we're also going to do is show you how the answers don't all have to come from you. Just because they're right in front of you or within you doesn't mean they have to come from you. That is when our network comes into play. All right. The second thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make time to assess. What are you assessing? When it comes to your relationships, the first thing you want to do is you want to acknowledge where you are right now professionally and personally. What does that mean? Does that mean that you are a small business person that still has access directly to people versus those who do not, versus those who work online already? How do you shift and how do you pivot? These are the things you want to think about. What is your situation right now? Okay? And I want you to write these things down. Do not let them twirl around in your head. Twirling around in your head does not allow you to take action on them later. You will lose that information. You will lose that insight. So it is very important, if you don't already have something, to get a journal, to get a legal pad. If you're an electronics person, fine, write it down. But the point is to write it down in some format, what you are assessing. So first of all, where are you right now, personally and professionally? Secondly, what do you need? What do you need? What do you still want? Right? When you're looking at your situation, what is it that you need most? What are the things that you want? So we're not talking about needs. We're talking about, gosh, in an ideal world, I would love to have X. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about why that's important. All right. The third thing is, where is your network? So you asked about your personal needs, like what are your personal needs professionally right now? What is it that you need to be able to do? What are the things that you want to do, okay, with your business, with your career? Then you're going to sit down and you're going to start asking questions about where is your network? Where are the people that you relate and are in relationship with? Where do they stand right now? This is really important. What are their needs and wants? We're not going to get into detail that in this session. That's going to come in the next one, I believe. But this is important because this is about networking to net give. That is something that I feel strongly about. And it works because when you get outside of yourself and stop worrying just about what it is that you need, but you also start figuring out what it is the people around you need and how you can give to them and how you can help them leverage their relationships, that's when things really start to click. Because think about it this way. When you identify what your needs are, and then you also start thinking about what are the needs of the people around you in your network, when you do start sharing and start exchanging information, start exchanging ideas, you've already identified some key pieces of information so that you have something to contribute to the conversation. You don't want to just be taking, you want to be able to give. All right. This is going to be important in the coming days and weeks as we start sharing ideas, as the need to reach out grows and the need to stay connected grows. So you want to do that assessment of those four things. It's crucial. Some of you may have already been doing it, but you're not doing it in a thoughtful and strategic way. You're doing it from a position of scarcity and fear. I want you to take the time to take that 15 or 30 minutes and do it as you breathe and write it down. Take the time. It's very important. You will be so appreciative of it later on. Because as we work through this process, by the time we get done with this series, you will have a plan in place that you can work from. None of this scattered stuff, none of this, oh, I can't remember what it was I said, or what am I going to do? You're going to have a plan. That I can promise you if you do the work. All I can do is give you the strategies and the outline and how to approach it, but you ultimately still have to do the work. And that is what I'm going to urge you to do here today. All right. So here's where you start getting to work. All right. So we've taken our moment to breathe. We've identified how we're going to do that every day, whether that's once, twice a day, 2, 3, 4 times a day, whatever it is. Okay. Remember to breathe. Take the breaks that you need. All right. Breaks do not include binge watching the news or on Facebook, listening to all of the, the mania that's going on, all the chaos. All right. That does not count as a break. All right. Schedule that time as well. All right. You want to stay informed, but you don't need that stuff hanging on in your head in the background all day long. All right. That is not inducive to you getting the things done that you need to get done. All right. Okay. So then you're going to take time to assess. You're going to assess what it is, where you are currently, what it is that you need, what is it that you want. Then you're going to think about what it is from your perspective right now. Don't worry about starting to ask people. We're going to get to that next. Okay. But think about from where you are right now, what you are perceiving as the needs and the wants within your network. Okay. And then thirdly, what we're going to do is we're going to start reaching out for check-ins. All right. This is something you can do right now today. I want you to get a note card. You're going to love this. This is my little cheat sheet method because it works for men and women. You just get yourself a little 3x5 note card, get a little, piece of paper, whatever it is, some notes, and you're going to write down the names of 3 to 5 people in your network that you're going to check in with. This is not, freaking out or whatever. You're going to look at, hey, I just want to send you a note. I just want to send you an email. I'm sending you a text. I want to, give you a quick call. I just want to check on you. How are you doing? What's going on? All right. This is how we maintain our relationships during this time. This is how we continue to connect and keep the connections going. It's really, really important in order for this to work out for the long term. That's why I said social distancing does not equal isolation. Isolation is bad. Isolation from a medical standpoint is, may be necessary for those people who are truly ill. But for those of us who are not ill, but we're like maintaining safe distances, You don't need to be isolated professionally or socially. You need to set up connections with your people in a very strategic way. That's what we're going to talk about during this series, okay? So the first thing, like I said, is you're going to want to make sure to identify 3 to 5 people to check on right now, because nurturing is key. And what I want you to do is I want you to plan to do that and set a number of for how many people you're going to reach out to every week for the next 8 weeks. Write it down. If it's 3 people a week, that's fine. If it's 5 people a week, that's fine. Whatever that number looks like for you. This is a tactic that I have used for quite some time, for years, especially once I went out on my own. But that's a much, more in-depth discussion. We're not going to get into that right now. We're going to focus on the bare basics, and that is identify 3 to 5 people. If those are the same 3 people that you're going to maintain relationships with or stay in contact with over the next 8 weeks, that may work for you if that's what you need to do, if those are the ones. I do recommend, however, and I encourage you to reach out beyond that and to add other people to that reach out as time progresses. All right? Okay, what did I say? Write it all down. Very, very important. It's the way for you to keep up, because when you get tired and you get burnt out, and it's gonna happen, you have something to reflect on from that you wrote out when your mind was clear. And this is very important. Okay? That's it. That is what I have for you in session 1 of this Maintaining and Building Your Professional Network in Times of Crises. I look forward to continuing to share this information and how you can nurture your network, how you can keep things flowing during this time, and so that it can be beneficial not just to you, but to those people around you as well. Okay? Take care. Connect with me on any of the social platforms if you haven't already. I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, which is Patricia V. Hayes Consulting, on LinkedIn, as well as on Instagram. Connect up, or you could just go straight to patriciavhayes.com. That's my website, and you can connect to me on my platforms from that website. All right? Take care and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.